Actually refused to even tell us from who at Eskom that letter came from. So that I find very disturbing. What we have instead been given about an hour and 15 minutes ago, Chair, from NERSA, in lieu of that letter from the minister. But by the way, it is not clear as to whether that letter from the minister came from the minister to Eskom and then was sent to NERSA, or it went to NERSA. I don't understand who that letter was intended for that you were referring to. But what we do have is a I was beginning to think it's because of load shedding. What we do have, Chair, from NERSA in lieu of that letter is a circular that was sent by Mr. Johan Hatting, who's a Chief Director, Local Government Budget Analysis. If you remember, the point that I was making yesterday, Chair, was that we think that the issue of whether or not this tariff application can be tabled this year is a matter in which the Minister of Finance has discretion, and that is the legal advice that we got. And if you read the first paragraph of that circular, it says that in terms of Section 42(4) of the Municipal Finance Management Act 2003, the executive authority for an organ of state responsible for the provision of water, electricity, or other bulk services to a municipality is required to table the amendments to its pricing structure in Parliament by the 15th of March annually for any increases to take effect from 1 July of that year. And I'd like to emphasize the next part: unless the Minister of Finance approves otherwise. In the previous MFMA budget circular, number 75, it was indicated that the Minister of Finance has extended the 15 March deadline to 15 May 2015. So we stand by what we were saying yesterday. We are not aware of a letter from the Minister to the contrary, and we still ask, Chair, that if you have it and if you know who sent the letter to NERSA, that will be provided with the information. Secondly, Chair, if I go to the presentation, there was a question that was asked about how we're going to go through the MFMA programs. Now, we reopened the MYPD. There is a precedent to a reopener such as this one. The MYPD 1 decision was reopened twice during the 2008-2009 financial year for demand-side management and primary energy costs. So there is a precedent to what we're doing now. At the time, agency drove the choice to use the selective reopener and an immediate decision. At the moment, we require a decision as soon as possible in 2015-2016. Chair, in as far as this process is concerned, what actually happened is that we submitted our application on the 30th of April. NERSA then indicated in a letter to the Minister of Public Enterprises, CC'd to the Chairman of the Board of Eskom, as well as to myself, in which NERSA said that it will take a decision by the 13th of May 2015. Now, the 13th of May is significant because for the minister to table, the minister's deadline for the tabling of this increase was the 15th of May, so that it can become effective on the 1st of July. So NERSA indicated that it will have made a decision by the 13th of May. And Chair, I have that letter in which NERSA indicated so. It says to Ms. Lynn Brown, with reference to a letter dated 6 May, I would like to inform you that NERSA will be making the decision on the selective reopener of the multi-year price determination for the period 1 April 2013 to 30 March 2018 by 13 May 2015. I don't know if you would like to, because I have it, I can give it to you now, Chair.
No, we have a copy of it.
You have a copy of this letter?
And we made the decision
Yes.
on the 13th of May.
Yes, Chair. So on the 13th of May, the decision on the reopener was not made. And the deadline...
Molefe, let me correct you. We made the decision on the 13th of May on the selective reopener that we will advertise the application and this is the process we are going to follow. So
Yes.
the decision was made.
Our understanding, Chair, was that the decision on the selective reopener that would be ready to be tabled on the 15th of May would be made.
You had the correct, you had incorrect understanding. We've made the decision on that selective reopener that we will follow this process. This is the process we are following. And thereafter, we even sent a follow-up letter that was indicating exactly that this is the process we are going to follow, so you will get the decision, Minister, by the 29th of June.
Chair, if I can just read the last paragraph of that the last sentence of that paragraph to the Minister. It says to the Minister, I trust that this will still enable you to table the amended pricing structure in Parliament on 15, it says 15 March 2015, but it was written in May, so I presume that it was a mistake. That March should have been 15 May, because that was the deadline for the tabling of the pricing structure. But Chair, that is another matter that I do not think is part of the selective reopener. That is a matter of process of if we are in this situation now, how is NERSA going to help us to get out of the situation where the Minister tabled on the 15th of May, and now it looks like the answer to Eskom, it's almost like by stealth, saying that we cannot consider your application because the budget for this year has already been dealt with. We still maintain that that is the discretion of the Minister, and that NERSA should just concern itself with whether or not it is prudent to give this Eskom this increase. So we will rely on guidance from NERSA on how to move forward with this. Chair, on the second issue of matters arising, it was the issue of the 50%. Now, we have checked, and in fact, the document that we were shown by NERSA was not an Eskom document, it was a NERSA document with an Eskom slide in it. And that slide had just been taken on its own. So I'm going to ask Deva just now to come and explain that slide, but that slide does not talk about 50% breakdowns after maintenance. In fact, what we know about efficiency is that post-outage UCLF is 20.1%. Now, post-outage UCLF does not necessarily refer to the breakdowns relating to the work that has just been done. But the scope-related post-outage UCLF is 2.8%, not 50%. So the things that we fix, 50% of them don't break. Only 2.8% break. Majority of post-outage UCLF, about 17.8%, relates to the fact that the assets are aging. And if I can put it like this, Chair, the fact that if we fix a tube leak, for example, on in a boiler that has tubes that are 30 kilometers long, and we fix one tube leak, if a tube leak occurs in another part of the boiler, that does not mean that that is a scope-related outage. It is not in the same place. It is the same boiler, but it is not the same work that was being done. And I think there was a misunderstanding to that effect. Mr. Govender has confirmed with me that even that slide that you relied on, Chair, was not done by him. In fact, this is the slide, and I will ask him to come and explain this slide properly. Is it the slide you're referring to?
This is correct. This is the slide that's done by your or by a division at Eskom, and I would apologize to Mr. Governor because he's no more responsible for generation or related to this division. But the slides are similar to what he has presented for, and this is the correct slide.